is Tomislav. I come from Croatia, Zagreb, and I started studying here at 42 Wolfsburg 2022, I think, February it was, so not the most recent batch of students, but among the first, let's say. And yeah, it's been 3 years now, 4 years almost, and yeah, it's been quite a trip, quite a journey. I think it would be willing to change the way that I went to Germany, to Wolfsburg itself. It was at a period of time where I had a lot of personal difficulties and issues, and a way of trying to cope with it was to, in a sense, escape, but also to try and find something that matters to me specifically. And I couldn't find it at home in Croatia, and I tried to find it here in Germany. And yeah, I think it speaks for itself that after 3 years and managing to graduate, I found my answer. I would have to say it's probably, the project was WebSurf, and it's quite an infamous project actually, because I have been doing it with two of my very good friends, Eike and Julian. The reason why that specific project actually sticks out to me is because I was, well, I'm not gonna spare any words, I was useless. I was useless in that project because the amount of knowledge gap between the two of them and me, it was so wide that at some points I actually felt quite uncomfortable being on the team itself. And after talking with them, more importantly, after talking with Eike one-on-one, we had a very heart-to-heart conversation about what I was doing and what I was lacking and these types of issues that I was having on the project itself. And it gave me a sort of moral boost, while also coming to terms that, yes, I do not need to try to impress somebody or try to show that what I've done is like, yes, this is exactly the way, without actually trying to find an answer that is true, that is right for what we need, that I don't need to fake it, in a sense. And it was a very big step and a monumental step in growth, personal growth for me. So to two of them, and for that project specifically, I'm actually very thankful. Conversing with people of different cultures, I think that is definitely one of the more useful things that I have learned here, because I'm coming from a different background of works that I have done before. I had experience talking with other people, though very rarely I had interaction with the culture that is not European, for example. And coming here to 42 Wolfsburg, there were people from different countries, of course, but also different continents itself. And while there were some similarities, it was always interesting to converse in certain ways with people that seemingly might take a different approach to what you said, or even take offense. And in those moments, those moments, and what I learned in those specific situations is, okay, I understood that I crossed the line. The first, the understanding, and the second is I need to own up to my mistake, and I need to also offer my perspective while also apologizing and taking up the responsibility. Mm-hmm. So maybe that would be the word, responsibility. Well, I'm most excited actually to tackle the interaction between people. Mm-hmm. I think that is exactly what 42 is about. if I wanted to do something technical, for example, be it a coding task or some other engineering aspect, I would have no issue taking a random, like one of those many tests and like online schools, for example, online that you can finish in like a month or 2 months. I think that's very oversaturated. And again, I would actually go back to the point of what 42 is. 42 is exactly that interacting with others while understanding there are differences, accepting those differences, and being yourself while owning up to your actions. That is 42 for me. And those exact moments are what I'm actually looking forward to in future job, because thankfully my current position is actually enabling me, hopefully in the future, that I will interact a lot with people from outside of my country. And seeing what I have learned and seeing what I have experienced here in 42, I think I would do a pretty good job. Short answer, yes. Long answer, it wasn't pretty. I had a lot of personal problems, many times where I wanted to give up, many times when I told myself, like, I'm stupid, I can't do this, I do not understand, embarrassed to ask other people for help. But all of those moments are an opportunity for self-reflection and an opportunity to say, all right, this is where you are right now. What is stopping you from taking a step forward? And although my time in 42, I wouldn't describe it as difficult, but there were definitely monumental pitfalls from which I had a very good fortune of having very good friends and people around me that could support me in these times. I managed to persevere, and of course, thankfully, I managed to finish the core curriculum. So, yeah, I would say yes. Of the school itself, thankfully, both inside and outside of school, I have made a lot of friends. Unfortunately, with some of them, I do not interact as much as I would want to, simply because, again, distance and going back to my country, and then the distance is a little bit of a problem. But we are actually in the discussion to have like some form of summer trips or winter trips where we could actually meet up and hang out. And we actually had this habit of meeting up once a week on Sunday primarily to cook something and hang out. And it all started actually in a dorm, in a student dorm, because all four of us went to the school and shared the living space. And as is like traditionally, you know, the programmer type, you know, like everybody's kind of like reserved, you know, not talking about each other. And this particular friend, the two of them, he is from Lithuania and the other friend is from Slovenia. They randomly found each other in the kitchen. They were going to eat something, and the Lithuanian just came to the fridge, took the beer out, and just looked at the Slovenian. He was like, beer? And from that point onwards, we kind of like, I heard the commotion in the kitchen, and then like, what is going on? And they stayed in talking, and then we sat down, 3 of us. And then the Greek friend joined as well, so 4 of us. They were like, you know, we're actually living with fun people. And from that point onwards, we had every Sunday the meeting, and it evolved over time. And at some point, we even had like 15 times in that very small kitchen. And it was like, how are we going to fit everybody? How are we going to cook food for everybody? And it was still like amazing. And the interactions, like the things that you learn about everybody, like the jokes that we spoke to each other, the just like general human interaction. And in that moment, I kind of understood what that human interaction actually meant for all of us. And even now, though we kind of dispersed all over the planet, technically, we still tend to talk to each other, send memes, of course, and remember the things that we did back in the day. And yeah, I'm pretty thankful for that experience itself. And for that experience, I formed friendships that are still, to this day, going on. And yeah, that would be my answer.